What is going on, everybody? This is Rawstarr of the Burbank Misfits, and you're listening to The Misfit Effect. Of course, as always, I am joined with, the greatest co-host in the world,
Hey,
CW.
that's me.
And we have a delight for you. We have a wonderful, wonderful human being that I met, I want to say about 8 months ago, actually. I met her
Really?
I met her at the Urban X Awards, and she was wearing something spectacular. I just had to walk up and say,
Oh,
"What's going on?"
I was there.
No, you weren't. You weren't at this one. This is
Wait, I wasn't at the.
You saw her at the actual physical awards.
Yeah, we were at the. I went to the awards. I'm just saying.
You took a picture of her at the award show. I met her at the.
Oh, I did.
Yeah, you did.
Oh man.
Yeah, you took a picture. Yeah, you did.
Hello again.
You took a picture of her.
It's okay. I didn't remember you either.
No, he was one of the people I forced to take pictures. Keyword in that sentence, forced. And
man,
I met her at the lingerie party.
So hard taking pictures of beautiful women. Yes.
I met at the lingerie party.
Oh, cool. I didn't go to that.
Yeah, you didn't go to that, but it was right
now. I should have went.
I do. It was nice. It was quite amazing.
Thank you.
So, for the people who out there who don't know who you are, tell the world, who is Crystal Cooper?
Crystal Cooper. Let's see. So the nicest way I can say this, I am a legal courtesan. So that's the number one thing I want people to know. Number two, I'm fun. I love just being crazy. Let's just say your girl loves orgies. I'm getting into porn a little bit more now since everything is changing now. And if you want to know more about me, you just talk to me. I'm pretty much open book sometimes.
Why do you say sometimes?
Because it's situational. Some people are just annoying and you don't want to tell them everything.
That's true.
There's people who I know personally and I don't want to tell everything. Like I'm serious. Like, yeah.
Same here.
You didn't really know me. Okay. All right. So when did this journey start for you? What made you say, yeah, okay, this is for me?
Let's see. I got out of the military and I was looking for another job. And I couldn't pay for school at first. So I was like, you know what? I was already trying to get my graduate degree. I already used up my 9/11 GI Bill. So I was like, I need to make money. And I know what I look like. I know I'm pretty. So I was like, let me see how I can work this. So Google actually started this journey. So I Googled how to make money fast. And can I say this word on here, the P word?
You can say whatever.
Yeah, you can say whatever. Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know if I could curse or not. Okay.
No, you can cuss, I don't curse. You can cuss all you want to.
I do. I curse, but yeah, you can curse. You can say.
See, everybody get on here and ask can they cuss if they know I don't cuss.
Thank you for asking, though.
I just try to be respectful.
No, you can say whatever you want to. You're a grown human.
Okay. So basically I got on Google and like I said, I Googled how to make money fast. Prostitution came up and I was like, oh my God, am I really going to jump into this? And I was like, you know what? I'm going to try it. So first I got there and it wasn't really working out first. And then I started learning. And then next thing I know, I get into stripping really good, really hardcore. And then I became a sex coach next. And then I became a porn star porn actress. And then afterwards, I became a webcam girl. So
okay,
that's kind of going reverse a little bit. But
which one is the hardest earned money, and which one is the easiest money?
So I'm gonna do the easiest first.
Out of all of those you just mentioned.
being a legal hoe. It's so easy. It's literally, I walk up to someone and I bat my eyes at them and I'm talking to them in different tones and be like, Daddy, can you pay me? And they pay me. So that's the easiest. The hardest I would say would be the porn, because it's just different. I'm used to interacting with people and looking them in their face and feeding off their energy, and it's hard to do that with porn. So that's the thing I'm kind of working on right now.
I mean, with porn is a lot different because there's so many dang old politics and things you gotta look forward to, and so much more into it than everything.
Isn't there a certain, if you think about it with porn though, when you watch it, there's a certain how it's directed. There is like you start focusing more on parts than like the energy between the people. And like sometimes, I feel like sometimes it's like these two people are having sex, a very intimate thing, but they're like worlds away.
I can agree with part of your statement, but part of it I'm going to have to debate with you about. Okay, so to be honest, it depends on one, who's directing the porn.
Okay.
And then two, it depends on the chemistry of, your two co-stars. There's no chemistry there. You can tell it's just they're acting. That's why I like to meet my co-stars before I go into any type of scene, because I'm like, all right, what do you like? What do you not like? Do we have chemistry? Because if not, I don't fake it. I do not fake it. I'm not feeling it. You might go hear me moan. And I'm a squirter, so.
Okay. Well done, sir.
So, I do have a question though. When you first started being, I'm gonna say, legalized doing it, like how was the transition into like? Because I know, can I say what you said, like you were in the military? So was the transition from like knowing you were doing this, you had that structure, into like then transitioning into doing that line of work?
Basically, I still kind of live a structured life. Like I have schedules and everything else, and I have to the T what I'm doing. But I wanted to help people in a different way, because what I was doing in the military, it hurt more than it helped. So I wanted to learn, how can I, help people. And the most intimate thing about human nature is sex. So I was like, let me see how I can get in and figure out what to do next. And that's what happened.
Okay. That's
cool.
So my end game is actually to be.
You jumped on my next question. Go ahead.
I read your mind.
Your end game is what now?
So I actually want to be a medical professional. I want to be a sex therapist. That's kind of where I'm going at. That's why I've gotten into so many different fields, because I want to understand sex from each person's perspective. And the only way you can do that is to be in the field, right?
True. You get a lot of, if you get a lot of people's perspectives, then you're more knowledgeable to help out the person that needs that advice.
And it's not advice all the time either, because right now I'm a sex coach, like I told you. And in the brothel, here's the thing that I'm able to do that most sex coaches aren't able to do. Along with your session, I can actually show you what I'm talking about. Like you're hearing me tell you how to get rid of erectile dysfunction. And then I actually show you some tips, and I do a couple of things for you in session. So you kind of know what to do going home. And I did this for couples too. Yes, I saved some marriages. Yeah. I have some pretty funny stories too about that. But
do tell. If you can tell.
You sure? It gets graphic.
This is like we put a explicit thing on our podcast.
Yeah.
So do tell.
Okay, so here's one story. So I had a guy that kept coming in. Like he would just come in, never really wanted to pick a girl or anything. He would just sit down and have a drink. So me being my loudmouth Texas girl, I walk up and I say, "What are you doing? You got your panties in the water or something? Come back here with me." So we go to the back and we start talking. And he tells me, his wife won't have sex with him. He's bored at home. That's why he comes in to watch Pretty Women, but he doesn't want to cheat.
Mm-hmm.
He was faithful. I was like, wow, like it doesn't happen, So I'm talking to him and I'm like, so you don't want to cheat, but you're in a brothel. I can understand that. So let me figure out how can we fix this. He's like, what do you mean? I'm like, what are you doing to where your husband, your wife, whatever you want to call your significant other, doesn't want to have sex with you? Mm-hmm. And they're like, well, what do you mean? He's like, what do you mean? I'm like, all right, pay me some money and we can figure this out. So he gave me all the money in his wallet. I literally took his wallet, went through it, counted it out. I can't say my prices, but
I understand.
It was in the upper couple. It was.
This time was a lot. It was a lot because I understand the rules in Vegas. So go ahead.
Thank you. So he gave me the money, and we actually went into the sex session. Let me explain to you what the fuck. Oh my God. This guy didn't know what the hell he was doing. He couldn't eat pussy. His stroke was just like, what the fuck is this? And like I told you, I don't fake it. So I literally stopped. I said, all right, time out. I did just like that. I said, time out. He's like, what? I'm like, you don't know how to fuck. He goes, what do you mean? I'm like, you don't know how to fuck. Let me help you. So he's like, no, you can't help me. You're not a dude. So I called another female in there. And it gets crazy. And I made him pay extra, of course. So I called him in there and I'm like, I called her in there and he's in there. And I'm like, all right, we need to show him how to stroke. So I put her on her back and I'm using like a big ass dildo. Yes, I have one nearby.
I do want to officially say, in the year and a half that we've done this show, that's the first time a dildo.
That's the first time a dildo's ever popped out. Anybody's ever pulled out a dildo. Any first time anybody's ever pulled out any sex toys at all.
Go ahead though.
Famous first.
I got plenty more. So I take the dildo and I'm like, I'm sticking it in there and I'm showing him, you need to go slow at first. You need to open up the pussy. And he's like, oh, okay. He tries it. Fails again. Completely. I mean, can't even, I'm like, what the fuck is this shit? So I'm trying to be nice and I pull the other girl out and I'm like, we need to figure out how to help this guy. Do you think he's open anything? She's like, you're the expert, handle it. So I'm like, okay. Go back in there and I start talking to him again. I'm like, dude, have you had sex before? I am here to help you. I really want to see you prevail. I'm like, but you're not stroking right. Like, what's going on? This is when I find out he had erectile dysfunction. So I'm like, like you're not stroking right, you're not keeping it hard. That makes sense now. So then we start building on his confidence. I'm like, that sometimes I gotta build confidence. Sometimes we gotta do things that he had a small dick. So I had to make him feel more confident with this small dick. So I told him, honestly, I'm like, don't think about the size. You need to figure out how to use what you have. So
don't think about anyway because they know they're not as long as everybody else. That's the first thing they're thinking about because when they're doing it, they're like, well, is she actually? Is she like especially and I want to say this because since he is paying you whatever, it's like, is she making the sounds because I'm paying her? Or
well, you don't fake it. So
yeah, no, listen to me. In her case, and then since she doesn't fake it, whatever, it's kind of like, well, I'm trying to do it. Like he's trying to do. He's trying to do whatever to you, and you're like, really, bro?
Yep.
But someone else would have lied to him, and then he wouldn't have had his issue solved. Continue.
Exactly. So here's where it gets good. So I'm like, we got to figure out how to get you to, sustain and maintain an erection. So first thing I do, like I told you, I'm building his confidence, and he's starting to kind of hold his chest up high. This guy ended up paying for overnight, just to let you know that. Yeah. So his chest starts sitting a little bit higher. He's a little bit happier. And then I go for the prostate massage. So, and there's more than one way to do it. You're making that face because you're thinking you can only go through the butthole. And that's not true.
All right. Explain to me.
Right? Like, let's just pretend, you know what the dick looks like and the whole...
I would hope we know what a dick looks like.
I would hope so, too.
Like,
so, right underneath your ball sack, if you push about maybe a centimeter down so much, a little pearl you should be able to feel. It's like a little hard spot. This is your prostate. If you stimulate it by using circular motions or, vibrations such as, what's getting ready to happen.
No, you didn't see the looky day. But go ahead.
But it's like a vibrator. And that's how you get to the prostate.
Oh, man.
What?
No,
I'm in my camera.
Oh, shoot.
No. He's thinking about it.
Oh, yeah, no. I'm aware of that. So that's what that is. Okay. All right. So I know. Okay. I just didn't know. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That. Yeah. Yeah. I've had that happen before. Yeah.
Didn't even know it.
I didn't know it.
He's having memories. He's having flashbacks right now.
So I go in for the prostate massage, and I mean, within like a minute, this dude's dick starts just going up and up and up. He's like, "How are you doing this?" I'm like, "I'm stimulating your prostate. So we need to make sure you're stimulated so you can actually work." So I get him up, I get him confident, and then we go in doggy style, because that's my favorite position. Because I like my ass getting hit. I don't know why, but hey, so
oh, go ahead.
So we go in doggy style, and he starts doing that half-ass stroke. I said, no. Here's what you're gonna do, honey. And I literally pulled myself around to him, looked him right in the face, and I said, I want you to stroke me, like really stroke me. He's like, I am. I said, no. I want you to do like a punch, like with follow through. I want you to punch the shit out of my walls. Don't you know I like that shit? And he's like, oh my God. Yeah, I want to do that. And then he finally starts stroking right. So he starts stroking right, and we're having sex.
You like mission accomplished.
Huh?
Like mission accomplished.
I know. He starts stroking right, and we're having sex for like 2 hours. And then the wife calls. So he's like, oh my God, that's my wife. I can't answer the phone or something. I need to leave or something. I'm like, no, pick up the phone. Let me talk to her. He's like, no, are you crazy? I'm going to get a divorce. I said, I literally touched him right on his face and rubbed him down. I said, let me talk to her. I'm going to save your marriage. So he picks up the phone, hands me the phone, and I answer. I said, hi. And the woman's like, who the fuck are you? I'm like, no. I'm going to tell you where I am. I want you to come to me. I do not want you to be angry. And she's like screaming. And I said, no. Your husband can't fuck. I'm teaching him how to fuck you. I said it literally straight out like that. she quit yelling. Completely quit yelling.
Yeah, what?
Yeah.
What you say now?
Uh-huh. So she completely quits yelling, and she goes, how long is he going to be down there? I said, you can come now. So she comes in, and she's like, where's Crystal Hooper? Like, comes in screaming that. And I come out of the back. She's like, you're fucking my husband. I said, yes, I am. Why don't you come back and make it a threesome? She's like, what? I'm like, come on. She goes, I don't like girls. I said, then you come back and let me show you what I taught your husband how to do to you so he can quit coming in here to me. And she's like, okay. So she follows me back, and she's like, let me see what you taught him. And I've been with him for maybe 6 hours at this point. So she lays down, and I do the prostate massage again. I show her how to do it. At first, she was just like, this is weird. I'm like, no, trust me. Trust me. He's going to get up. So I'm doing the prostate massage, and I'm teaching her. She does it, and she sees him go all the way up. And she's like, oh, my God, I haven't seen this in years. I'm like, no, I know. So I literally, like, flip her over, and I move him out the way, and I'm like, have you had your pussy eaten right? She goes, no, I haven't. So I pulled out, like, one of our dental dams, and I put it over a pussy. And I tell him, I said, get your ass over here. Literally, like, that's it. Get your ass over here. He comes over, and I'm like, I'm going to show you how to eat a pussy correctly. So I literally start going down on her and just, going to town. I do air with mine sometimes, like I'll do, and blow it back out. I use my tongue. So she's like, oh, my God, you're really good. I'm like, I know. So I'm teaching him, too. I'm like, this is what you need to do. You need to listen to your partner, because if you don't, she's not going to want to fuck you.
Right.
So he starts doing it, and she's moaning. She's like having fun. At the end of this, those two ended up being returning customers for mine every month.
Wow.
Yeah.
We need a refresher.
Yeah. I taught them all types of things, too. It was fun.
I know they were, because I know you're not at that location no more. I know they were sad to see you go. So yeah, that's what's up. That's not.
Yeah, that's.
You said it was graphic. I'm like, you said it was graphic. I was expecting something.
Well, I didn't talk about the cum shot, so.
We've had a lot worse.
Okay, well.
Have we?
You said a lot worse. Let me tell you a lot worse.
We've had at least like legit people talking about peeing on other people and enjoying it and drinking it. Yeah.
I got
we don't have to listen to it.
I got something that probably topped that, and you guys.
Oh, is it poop?
It's worse than that.
Vomit?
We've had that too, though.
Yeah, we've had that too.
So I'm gonna give you the long story short. I'll give you a couple details. This big old guy, fucking huge. He was like, I swear, like, he was the size of this teddy bear. Like, stomach, everything. Mm-hmm. Huge. He comes in and he's looking for a date. First thing, when we come out to the lineup, we smell something. Something just repulsive. So we're like, okay, whatever. One of the other girls ended up getting picked out of the lineup, and she walks him back out. I walk up to her. I said, why'd you walk him? And she's like, I'm sorry. There's no amount of money I can take to deal with that funk.
Oh, man.
So I take him back, and I'm like, you know what? Fuck this. I'm going to get my money. Like, I'm going to do this shit. So I take him back, and I'm touring him, and I'm like, I can do this. So I'm like, I'm smelling. Yeah, and I had sprayed some perfume on the inside of my wrist.
Game time.
Yeah, you don't understand. It really was. So I sprayed some perfume on the inside of my wrist, and I'm like trying to keep smelling it so I don't smell him. So I actually ended up finally getting him the book. It took me 2 hours to get this motherfucker to get on the phone so we could get the money, because the amount of money we were pulling, he had to have a bank authorization because it was a very high amount.
Mm-hmm.
So, because I needed at least $6,000 to do this funky ass. But anyways, so I bring another girl in because I'm like, I can't do this. I gotta give this motherfucker a bath. Like, I can't fuck him this stinky.
Mm-hmm.
This is where it gets just fucked up. So I take him to the bathroom, and me and the other girl are in the bathtub. We're like, we can't put him in here, like, straight in here. He's gonna fucking stink. So we take him over to the shower and start showering him down. This motherfucker still stunk. So then we take him over to the bathtub, and he did buy a VIP hot tub party. So we both got in there. And this motherfucker smelled like 3-day-old spoiled eggs. We scrubbed.
Oh my God.
I scrubbed this motherfucker. I was scrubbing skin off trying to fucking get him to quit stinking. And it didn't work. It just got worse. So I'm like, fuck. I already took his money, so I gotta finish the date. So me and the other girl get out of the water, and we start smelling ourselves. And this motherfucker smell got on us. I smelled this motherfucker in my pussy for 3 days. Bro, that was, I couldn't work for 3 days because people kept telling me I stunk. Me and the other girl.
Oh, damn.
And we were showering nonstop, but it gets worse. So I take him into my room because that's like my room was the best at that time. I had all the bells and whistles.
Mm-hmm.
We put him in the bed. Oh,
I remember you talking about the room that you were in.
Huh?
I remember you were talking about the room you were in.
The one that had the bed. Yeah. We put him on the bed, and oh my God, it was just disgusting. Like, when he opened his legs, I was trying to give him a blowjob, and I ended up puking on him.
Ooh.
Because he's so stinky. But it gets worse.
This sounds like a trauma experience. Like,
this is traumatizing.
You want to lay down for a second, Mrs. Cooper, and tell us what's going on?
A lot of money out of it, though. So me and the other girl, we're like, we got to do something. So we changed the sheets and we try again. So this time I got both of my hands at the base of his thing because it's hairy too, and he ain't fucking bathed in Lord knows how long. So I got both of my hands down there, and I'm like trying because she's like, I'm not doing the blowjob. I'm not doing that shit, bro. So yeah, she literally said that. She goes, I'm not doing that shit, bro. So I'm doing the blowjob, and I finally get him up, and I'm just like, one of us is gonna fuck him. So I like whisper to her, I said, you gotta fuck him. She goes, oh hell no. I had to be in the bathtub longer than you. You fucking him. I said, no. Wow. We both, like, and then we walked out of the room for a second. We were like, give us a second. We gotta go grab some more condoms and stuff. Knowing damn well we were lying because I had enough condoms in that room. So we walked out, and I was like, bro, somebody's got to fuck him. What are we going to do? She said, I'm not fucking him. I'm like, I'm not fucking him. So we tossed the penny up in the air. I lost. Damn. So I ended up having to fuck him. So it gets more traumatic. We're doing doggy style because I can't have my face near him. Motherfucker fucking fell on top of me. And he's fat. So he fucking crushing me. And my bed almost fucking broke.
Oh wow.
Damn.
So I'm just like, I need to get him out of here. So I do one of my hoe tricks, and one of my hoe tricks is, of course, with I use the prostate massage along with my handstand blowjob. I did that so I could quickly, shock him and get him to get the fuck out. So he came, and I'm like, okay, thank you. My other friend's like, yeah, thank you. Get the fuck out. Bye. So we walk him out. Oh, my God. Come back to the room. Because I walked out for a second. And because we got to let them know, hey, like, we're done with the booking, So they go, he left such a stench in my damn room that I couldn't use my room for 3 days. And this motherfucker, I swear to you, I think he pissed in there too.
Damn.
So, yeah, that was my experience. And he came back this week too, and I was like, I'm unavailable. Then he came back the next day, and then everyone's like, Crystal, you're the only one that could get money out of him. Do it again. I'm like, no, I'm unavailable. Nah, bro. There's not enough money in the world. No.
Not that.
Good.
Yeah.
That's gross.
I mean, well, you see now why he was in a brothel.
Yeah.
Maybe he had something, probably something. There's a syndrome with your diet where you really do smell bad.
No, I actually ended up finding out later.
What was it?
His religious purposes, they don't shower. They don't believe in that.
Who doesn't believe in that?
Him.
I mean, what?
He was a Indian from India. He's from India.
I see.
And I'm not saying Indian guys don't bathe. I'm not saying that at all.
No,
saying.
I've noticed with Indian guys I've met, if they're like fresh out of India, they don't exactly acclimate like right off. If they move here, it takes them a good like year for them to be like, oh wait, this doesn't smell good. Okay. All right. Yeah, but if he's just visiting and stuff like that, or if he's not like interacting with like other people in other communities, I remember freshman year in college.
There was one funny thing about
I just had a memory of people.
That's a sharp scent.
Like how people used to cook in the kitchen in the dorms, and yeah. Anyway, go ahead, Crystal.
The funny thing about him, though, I swear to you, I think he was schizophrenic. Reason why, I'm calling him by his name because he tells me to call him by his name. Then out of nowhere, he goes, that's not my name. Call me Lord, blah, blah, blah. I'm like.
Well, that's not what he's schizophrenic. I just said he wants a name to be called to him.
Well, no, I start calling him that. And then he goes, that's not my name. And then he goes, call me. And then he says his name. And I'm like, I just said your name. And you told me that wasn't your name. So, like, back and forth, like, that was the funny saving grace of the whole thing is he kept forgetting who he was.
Oh, wow. You've dealt with some crazies.
Wow. Yeah, that's some crazy stories.
I've dealt with everything. I've dealt with racists. I've dealt with people who have, like, there's one thing we say in the brothel.
Mm-hmm.
If a guy comes in that has, like, a little girl fetish, at least they're coming in to the brothel to live it out and not living it out down the hallway. So I've had to deal with people like that, and I've had to deal with sloppy drunk alcoholics who have pissed all over my damn room and on me.
Damn.
I made him pay more for that too. But yeah, it's been a fun ride, and as soon as everything opens back up, best believe I'm gonna be back up in that brothel. Well, not who knows which one. But.
Yeah. Wow, that's an experience. I've never been to a brothel, but I've always been just interested at just going to one just to peek my head inside of one and be like, okay.
You should. It's educational.
Because my only experience with even seeing the inside of one is with a Cat House.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
And one of my friends was actually on that show. So it was just interesting to see, someone I grew up technically watching on it,
Wow.
Yeah. Honestly, it's been the most rewarding thing for me because it's been the backbone for me. That's what's kept me afloat throughout everything. Even this whole coronavirus crap, my skills as a courtesan is what kept me afloat. So, you can't, this I can actually talk about. So, I actually do virtual dates with some of these people. And because I actually have been a courtesan, I know how to connect with people in a different way. Of course, it's me one-on-one talking to them. I offer different things that most girls don't think to do, or if they do it, they're not organic with it. So my skills have definitely helped me. I don't know how many people can make 5 bands in a night, not even taking their clothes off, just being
when I look on Twitter, not much. People are like, "Oh, I'm starving out here."
Because they don't know how to do it right. One thing I've noticed about the porn girls, and don't get me wrong, I love everyone. I'm not knocking anyone's hustle. But it doesn't seem like they take the time to get to know their fans. I would say
a lot of them don't. And then a lot of them put themselves so far above, and then you got fans that just don't care because they're seeing someone naked. And some really try to reach out to their fans. So it depends on the person, but I do see a lot of people who just don't care.
That's what I've noticed. But the one key thing about me is I leave my DMs open. Reason being is the best way I've seen for me to get customers is through connection. So I'll actually sit there and I'll talk to these guys. And again, you got to remember, I'm a courtesan. So I actually know. And then I did intelligence in the military. So I know how to get into your head and figure out what you're thinking. So.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. That's a skill. Yeah. I would say some of the porn girls, starlets I've met kind of lack. It's this kind of, me and Rawstarr have talked about it before. It's kind of this hey, if you're not in the industry directly, it's well, then who the fuck are you? Which is I'm probably not, but I could be a consumer of your product, which, there's a kind of direct relationship there.
Exactly.
I'm not saying you have to be hey, guy, blah, 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 blah. But, there's different ways to break down a fantasy of meeting somebody. And that's not the way to break a fantasy and being oh, man, I've just met my favorite starlet and she was so fucking mean to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's honestly since I would say before the kind of porn that I actually watch, okay? And I met the main person I was watching.
He just watches machines and girl.
I got machines too. I don't complain. I like girls too.
I just don't like to see another male's penis. So
that's understandable.
I understand it too.
And what was I saying? And like I met the main person who I used to watch, and it's like, you are such a evil person.
Yeah, TCH.
And like, sometimes, it's just someone having a bad day. But then it happened the other 2 times that I was in that person's presence. And I'm like, oh. This is
you.
This is your default. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Noted.
Another thing that I learned from the brothel taking over into porn, you guys can smell it when someone's faking it. So if you're going to fake it, you got to fake it good. Mm-hmm. So that's another reason why I actually sit there and I'll talk to a guy. I'll talk to him, give him a name, see where his head's at, and then that's when I'll throw the proposal to him. Why do you think on my Twitter feed you don't ever really see me doing too many ads or anything? Reason being is the type of guys I'm looking to attract, they are looking for connection, girlfriend experience. Mm-hmm. They're looking for that to, buy my porn. So I don't run all those crazy ads and all that extra stuff that the other girls do because I'm more like, I want you to come, I want you to like me for me, and I want you to give me your money. Mm-hmm. So that's just the number one thing I've seen. If they do interact, I've seen a very small handful of girls that have started out in porn know how to interact. But the majority of girls that I see are very good with their interactions, have done other things other than porn too. Mm-hmm. And don't get me wrong. I'm not saying anyone's hustle is wrong. I'm just saying for the type of clientele you want to attract, you've got to know how to talk to them.
True.
I agree.
True.
So
let's.
I have some wild stripping stories too, but that's another conversation for another day.
Okay, we're going to end this right here for a second because we're going to go on for a while. So please tune in next week for the second part of this podcast, and you'll get more of the awesome, amazing Crystal Cooper. So I'm going to have her do her social medias really quick before we go on to the next episode.
Okay, so you can find me on Twitter, Crystal Cooper XX, which is spelled CRYSTALCOOPER XX. Same spelling on Instagram, but it is Crystal_Cooper XX. And on StreamMate, you can find me CC, which is spelled CECE. There is an underscore Cooper. And just look me up on Pornhub, and yeah, you can find me.
CW.
All right, you can find me at Christopher_Willie with an IE, not a J underscore. Not a Y. Back it up. You can find me at Christopher_Willie with an IE, not a Y underscore J on Instagram. You can find me at CC Fitness LA, also on Instagram, CC Fitness on Facebook, and ccfitnessla.com.
Okay, we are Burbank Misfits on Twitter and on Facebook. The Burbank Misfits on Instagram. I'm Rawstarr on Instagram and on Twitter as RAWSCARR. You make sure you find our website, burbankmisfits.com. Burbankmisfits.com, whatever. And it has all the stuff that CW does, from fitness, photography, video, all the stuff that he does, all the stuff that I do. Please tune in next week for the amazing, brilliant, just so lovely Crystal Cooper. And we thank her so much for being on. So tune in next week.
Thanks.